welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I know. I think the last video I uploaded was like in February or something. I don't even know. I need to step up my game. Girl, get your ish together. So just like everybody else in the past week or two, I was watching the James and Tati drama go down. It brought a lot of thoughts to my head. Thoughts about drama and like cancel culture, or like how we as a society deal with things like rumors or our opinions about people. Like, what are they really based off of? And I just wanted to talk to you guys about those opinions, because I think it's important to be thinking about things like that instead of focusing on like the whole spice of the drama. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted to take the chance to just sit down, talk with you guys, yeah, just share my opinions. And I just want to say, like, in this video, I'm not going to discuss whether I think Tati was right or James Charles was right. Like, there's a million videos out there about that. You can go watch that. I'm not going to focus on their drama. I might like take things from that situation to kind of like correlate things in my head. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know how I'm going to go about this. I don't really have notes to go off of or like a script. I just want to sit here and talk. So this is more just about us as people in general and like my experience and like what I think about drama. So if that's not what you're here for and you want spice on James and Tati, then you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry. That's not what this is about. And yeah, but if you support my channel and you love me and you want me to make more videos, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and comment down below if you have anything to say about what I'm going to talk about. Okay, let's finally move on. It's really interesting to me how we form opinions about someone without knowing anything about them. It's crazy that instead of looking at someone through our own perspective, we take what others have been telling us about that person and we look at them through the lens that was painted by other people's opinions about this person. Look at the person through your own eyes. Like, what do you see the person as? What's your opinion about that person? Don't let the opinions of other people cloud your judgment. I think a lot of the times things like this lead to drama, because now you have all these like circulating rumors and things that people have said, and instead of getting to know the person for who they are and getting to know the person yourself, you're now placing them under this like you're placing them in this box. It's like, this is who I heard you are, and so this is who you are, and this is who I see you as. Why do we do that? People out there that are so genuine and so nice, but like, because people have painted them to be something that they are not, that's what other people see them as. Think before you paint someone with the brush that someone else has handed you. Take a step back and think, is this person really what I've heard they are? Is this person really what I've been told that they are? I think it's our responsibility to just pause and think, okay, this is what I've heard about this person, but like, how much of this is really true? And even from my own experiences in life, like, I've noticed a lot of the times things that I've heard about someone, like, once I've gotten to know the person, I'm like, none of that was true. Like, where did that come from? And it's so surprising, because when you blindly follow the herd, you're gonna get lost. Like, you need to have your own opinion based on your values and you know, your experiences with that person, your interactions with that person. And what you think about someone, it's going to be so different from what it should be so different from what someone else thinks about the person, because that person grew up a certain way. That person has their own values and things that they deem important in a good friend, and then you have your own values and things that you see important in relationships. So you can never have the exact same opinions as someone else, because you're two different people and you should have two different perspectives. A lot of the times things just get worse just because people kind of group together and now they're like leaving this one person out and everyone's kind of following this group because this group is clearly larger than that group. And again, this has nothing to do with James or Tati or me saying that, oh, like, you know, James was right or Tati was right or anything. I'm just talking about drama in general. Just because you see that one group has a more popular opinion and people are gravitating towards that group, don't just naturally gravitate towards the group. Like, think of your own values and form your own opinion and take your stand. I think when you are in a situation where you're caught up between what people have told you about someone and you actually having an interaction with that person, I think it's really important to just be direct with the person. Like, if there ever comes a time when you're actually getting close to the person and now you're thinking like, oh, like I heard this, like I don't know, just be direct with the person. Just be honest. Just be like, you know what, like, this is what I've heard and like this is what I feel, and listen to their side as well. Like, every story has two sides. There's never just like this person's right, that person's wrong. Like, there's two sides, there's two perspectives. And I think when people don't go off of their own opinions and they're going with the crowd, they tend to get more aggressive. Whereas like when it's just them and it's different. But when it's a whole group, it's like the whole group is aggressive. Like, everyone's just like firing the other person up. Like, there's talk, there's rumors, there's like you know, people are like spilling the tea, and it gets much more aggressive than it needs to be. And people forget, like, the person that's being left out, like, imagine how that person feels, you know what I mean? So I think it's really important to realize that there's two sides to every story. And as much as you want to just get to know that one popular side, because that's what everyone is gravitating towards, like, take the time and formulate your own perspective. You want to listen to the other side as well. When people just kind of jump in, it adds fuel to the fire. Just be there for the people that are involved without adding fuel to the fire. And I think that's really important, because sometimes as friends, you, like, people that you're friends with, when your friend is involved in a situation, you're automatically like, oh my god, like, I want to kill that person, like, blah blah blah. Like, you're so fired up and you're like pumping them up about the situation. But like, you'd be a better friend if you sat them down, talked to them, and tried to see, like, okay, like, what was the actual situation? What really went down? Why does your friend feel this way? This would really help a lot of high school drama, because in high school, there's so many groups, like, there's so many groups of people that everyone just kind of like goes along with the group. Like, you hate my friend, so I hate you. And like, you have an issue with that person, and so here I am as your backup, and like, I'm gonna fight for you type of thing. But like, imagine how it would be if people just took the time to understand the situation and just be a good friend. Like, if you really want to be a good friend, don't add fuel to the fire. Just instead talk to your friend, figure out why they feel the way they do, figure out the situation, talk about it, be mature about it. Don't turn it into something it doesn't need to be. And the same goes for families. Like, I've noticed, like, even in our own family, sometimes there's situations where it's like no one's really talking about what's going on. Everyone's just kind of like talking separately. Like, you have like this one group that like feels this way, another group of the family feels that way, and next thing you know, it blows up into something that it never needed to get to. And then once you talk about it, it's like, oh, that's it? Like, that's what it was? I've actually had, like, one of my friends, he's gotten upset at me before, because I remember, like, he really had like this opinion about something that happened in his life, and instead of me being like, oh my god, like, yeah, like, I totally agree, I was more like, but like, why do you feel that way? And like, your friends will get upset at you sometimes because you're being that voice of reason, but you need to be that voice of reason. If you're a good friend, you will care for that person's well-being. You'll care to help your friend. You want to help them grow and improve. You don't want to just blow up this situation, but really like nobody gets anything out of it. You know, like what good does it really do to turn a situation into this like dramatic mess? Like what good does it really do? Because really, I think it doesn't do anything. And like another thing I want to say is like when you are talking about conflict with the person that you have conflict with, don't just go in and be like how could you do this? Like I felt this way. No, you're wrong. Like, oh my God, like you hurt me. Don't do that. Be calm and be mature about it. Talk to them. When you did this, this is how I felt. I felt this way when you said these particular words. What that does is instead of like blaming the person, you're telling the person that what you feel is just a reaction of what the situation was. You know, you're not telling the person like you are bad because you did this and I hate you. Instead, you're being calm, you're being collective, and you want to just have a real conversation with the person. Even like me and one of my really good friends, like I felt a certain way about our friendship. And for the longest time, I was like having these like negative feelings. And instead of like just letting those feelings accumulate, one day I was just like, you know, I feel this way because you do that. Because you treat me that way, I feel this way. And like that saved us so much time, like so much drama. We both just sat there and we talked about our feelings and things are great. So I encourage you to be honest about your feelings. Be honest about how you're feeling. Why are you feeling that way? Was it something the person said? Was it something the person did and you didn't like? Do you feel hurt? Like what is it? Why do you feel that way? What are my insecurities? Like what's my real message that I want to give this person? What do I want this person to understand about me? Why do you have to react the way that you do? What makes you act like that? Like why do you feel aggressive towards this person? There's always so much underneath. There's always so much more than you think there is. But because you just keep focusing on these like surface feelings, which is like I'm angry and I'm hurt and so I can do this, I can act like this, it ruins the whole situation. If you're just gonna keep talking in your small little group and no one actually goes out and confronts the situation is never gonna change. You will always have these like negative opinions about each other. And what if it turns out like there was nothing there? You know what I mean? Oh my God, I talk so much. Hydrate yourself. When you're in a situation and you're like, is this really going to matter in like a few years? Is this really that important? If not, don't waste your energy on it. And just focus on being a good person. Focus on being a good friend. Be supportive. Focus on improving and growing. Just focus on being a compassionate person. Just remember that everybody has feelings. And when there is drama, just remember that even the person who's being targeted, that person has feelings. So don't make the situation worse. Don't let someone feel left out. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and see you guys next time. Bye! I don't know what I'm doing.